All right, good morning. How's everyone doing? I'm a little bit late today. I was gaming and I forgot the time. Shit happens. Bitcoin was too high at 58, 59,000. I thought it was too high at 5,000. No one cares. No one cares about our opinions. Yet I'm still long. Yeah, GME getting back to the declining 10-day. Let's see if we can finally hold, or is it gonna get rejected again? And also thank you for someone who sent me a bunch of Nocco and candy and ice cream and cat food. Much appreciated. Who was it? Lodbrok, was it you? Yeah, melted ice cream. Nah, it wasn't that melted. But it was, it's not freezing outside anymore, so. And all the stuff was outside for a while before I got home. I'm mostly pissed about Riot and Mara. I would love to see a big bounce back to the 2010 EMAs on the 60-minute. Was Cody a good long setup? No. Horrible. Someone asked me about it last week. Horrible long setup. Not at all something you're looking for. You need to review the instruction on the screen and the YouTubes and all of that stuff. The swing trading school videos. And by the way, right now I'm eating candy a stranger sent me. So it was you, Lodbrok. There you go. Thank you very much, Lodbrok. Lodbrok sends me a lot of stuff. Thanks, man. And by the way, Lodbrok, you're making me fat. All the candy and ice cream. I don't really see a lot of great stuff right now. I want to see if the market can bounce, hold the 20-day moving averages, or if we are gonna keep on selling. Oh, by the way, right now is not a time to buy breakouts, right? Like I said it since last week. This is a very choppy market. We had a big run, and the market was feeling tired for a few weeks already. And there's pretty much no setups. Space is a decent setup, yeah. It's one of the few long setups I see. Plug, I've been short for a couple of weeks. Yeah, I was long then short. If you want to be rich, you gotta change your mind. You gotta go with the stock. If the stock tells you it wants to go down, you gotta short it. Simple as that. All about listening. Okay, good luck everyone. Oh, and by the way, I'm looking for. I would love to see this Riot and Mara have big bounces back to the declining 20 EMAs on the 60. They both have to bounce about 10-12% to get there, about 10%. So if they get there, I may start looking for some weakness to short. But again, these things are very choppy. That move on Friday was really annoying. It stopped me out of another gapping down. Snapchat, yeah, that's a monster. Snapchat and Roku, no, not Roku. Yeah, Roku and a few others are still grinding higher really nicely. While some of the other leaders, stuff like oh shit, Tesla, I'm gonna add to the short. Don't underestimate this thing. I'm gonna use the highs of the day. This thing, if it can't bounce, it could go straight down the 100 day. So pretty much my risk is what, $6 to make potentially, I don't know, 130. I would say that's a pretty good risk reward on this ad. I'm obviously short since 2 weeks ago, but this thing has a lot of air built in. And this high tide flag failed, which is not very good. Yeah, it's because it had a split. That's why it sort of ruined all the drawings. So GBTC is bouncing nicely off the 10-day. That's nice. And nice early signs of strength. Even though it's down 10% of the day, it's still showing strength. And at the same time, a stock being up on it, they can show weakness. ETHC bouncing off the rising 20, very nice. XB is weak, maybe I'll sell it today. Oh, and this Meili, I bought it on Friday, it closed weak. I should have sold it on Friday. I didn't. And now I'm paying for it. Oh, my HEQ is moving again. I was almost a quarter of the volume of HEQ on Friday. Insane. It's not very liquid, but it's oh sorry, it is very liquid, but it doesn't trade a lot of volume. No, it's not the same thing. Oh well, it depends on how you look at it. But not necessarily. Yeah, exactly. What I mean is it's very easy to do a lot of size. Like I traded in and out of this thing a couple of times on Friday, and you can do like 100,000 shares of this thing, which is like you can do the 10% of the average daily volume with a market order, and you'll move the price by like 1 or 2 cents. So it doesn't trade a lot of share volume, but it's incredibly liquid or thick or whatever you want to call it. Super weird. I've never seen anything like this. So that's how I could be 25% of the volume or 25%, or maybe even more. Yeah, I mean, you can just see on the 1 minute where I traded it. I traded it here. I traded it here, and I think some of these, yeah, I think all of these big candles, that was me. So liquid. HE liquid silver name. It's not that liquid, but yeah, it's grinding higher. Guys, remember chat rules. It's not that hard. Let's keep to the chat rules. Let's stick to the chat rules. Random questions can wait till later. Yeah, ask later. I'll answer it later. Damn, this AMC having a nice range break. I hesitated on it and now it's looks like it's going. You know, some of these could make big bounces once they finally go. GSM, not so great on the daily, a little bit better on a weekly. I would prefer if it tightens up a few more days and the 20-day catches up, but definitely not a 5-star setup, maybe 3-star. Looks like it's oil and gas day. And the airlines, and so it's this a lot of some casino name, some department stores. Yeah, that's where the money is flowing right now. Commodity related and reopening place. And apparently silver. CRBP. Yeah. It looks like a decent setup, sure. Just needs to break that range. Veer, I would prefer if it tightens up a bit. Let's see if Tesla can reclaim the 50-day or if it's gonna get rejected. I covered up that ad I had, took that $6 loss on it. TQQ, I got stopped out of a starter too. So far we are bouncing nicely. This Beely looks weak. Man, if I wasn't long, I would short it. Look at how clean this range break is. Losing the 20. What Tiger and Futu, what are they doing? Futu, Tiger, okay, they're still strong. Okay. PDD, what's that one doing? Okay, it's also on the 20. Let's see if the GME has any juice. It's also breaking the range, like AMC. Let's see if these things can finally go. I still think GME is gonna have that insane bounce day where it's gonna be up like 100% or something in a few days. Yeah, and then it's maybe it goes back to like to the 20 day, to the declining 20 day. Yeah, I know. There's not really much to talk about. Some things are going up, some things are going down. I'm looking at this mRNA for a potential short. And on the long side, except for AMC and GME, I really don't see anything really. It's SPCE, well, it's not ready yet. Maybe tomorrow. I'm taking it off. HE. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Absolutely. It's been grinding higher, surfing the 20-day. It's just too thin for me. But it's a good looking setup, sure. Maybe a bit too high now, but it's a decent. But I'm in HEQ. I did that one. What's the volume on GME? Looks like it's above average so far. Already traded a little bit over 4 million shares. But not as high as I would like it to be. CTRM. If I would buy it if it breaks out on a good setup, yes. Right now I think it needs more time. JWN. Yeah, JWN had a great setup here a couple of months ago. Same thing with M and KSS. Which were the ones I bought? Was it M and KSS? I think it was. And JWN was the one I passed on. Yeah. They're still higher than where I sold it. No, M is at where I sold it, and KSS is much higher than where I sold it. Or was it JWN I had? I don't even remember. Maybe it was this one I had. Huh. Yeah, JWN. Yeah, KSS was the one I didn't buy. Yes, that's true. And that's the one that is hitting new highs. And M, I sold it here. I sold it in the 15th, I think. And the next day or 2 days after, it hit 22. Oh God, I'm so bad at selling stuff. It's amazing. If I think DVAX is a good setup, I don't know. I think it was a better setup on Friday. I think it needs to go sideways a bit more. Sebma Rene is a little bit intriguing. Yeah, P10, it's an oil and gas name. And it's an oil and gas day. And it's a decent setup, yeah. Celsius. Well, if it goes to 100, I'll switch to Celsius. I promised them that. Yeah, it's a great looking chart. Man, I'm afraid it's gonna go to 100. That's what I'm afraid of. It just needs a few more days of sideways. It looks very powerful. Hey, is anyone else's Gmail super slow? Or is it just me? It's super slow navigating Gmail. It is? What the hell is wrong? Is Google losing it? Have they lost their shit? No, it's not only me. Dave852 has the same issue, and Cosmic CP. Yeah, well, it works, but it's slow. My Gmail works too, but it's slow. Hey, Cosmic QX, that's exactly what I want to hear. If only everyone were like you, everyone would be rich. But everyone is not rich because they're not putting in the effort. That's a great job. There's so many nuances. You have to learn the nuances of the setups. Everyone can learn a setup. The more effort you put in, the more nuances you're gonna learn, and you're gonna get an edge. I actually bought GME. Yeah. If you want to make a lot of money, you gotta be in the fastest moving stocks. But right now it looks like it's getting rejected of the declining 10-day again. They just can't bounce this thing. We'll see. And they also, AMC is also back under VWAP. If it takes out the lows or highs of the day, I'll buy more. But right now it's not really acting the way I want it to act. Isn't the momentum gone? Isn't the momentum gone? GME is up 900% in the past 5-6 months. I would say the momentum is still there. What genres of music do I like? I really love the Hearts of Iron theme music. The background music in Hearts of Iron 4. I don't know what genre it is, but I like it. SKT? No, it's not a good setup. It's not tight. Well, so much for GME bounce attempt. What a piece of shit. GME AMCs, what happened? Well, they're not breakouts really. They're more like bounce play. Well, actually, well, it depends. It's not really a traditional breakout setup. But don't underestimate these things. Like, both of these could very easily bounce 50, 100%, especially GME. But obviously, right now, it couldn't even reclaim the 10-day moving average. Right now, it's still getting rejected. Obviously, they don't have to bounce, but if they bounce, it could be epic. And that's why I want to be there. I've seen this movie so many times. Celsius, yeah, wasn't tight though, that's the problem. That's the problem. Good fundamentals on SOS? Is that a serious question? What the fuck am I supposed to know? I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. Do they always have to be tight for you to buy them? Not always. It depends on the range, the quality of the range. Not all the setups I buy are tight, but if it's something that's very special, something showing, for example, showing a lot of relative strength, something like MSTR, for example, like when I bought it, it wasn't really a tight setup. It wasn't even really that great of a setup, but it bounced up to 20-day and showed a lot of relative strength against Bitcoin. That's where I bought it. It wasn't like it was maybe a 3-star setup at best, but just because of the relative strength made it like a 5-star setup. And then it doubled in a couple of weeks after that. And now it's been showing weakness compared to Bitcoin because just it, you know, had such a big move, and now it has to rest. Tesla is using VWAP again. Oh wait, what? Holy shit. Man, that could have been an expensive mistake. I just realized I didn't put a stop on Tesla. So I'm still in on those ads. Ooh. Or did I put a stop? I got rejected. No, I forgot to put a stop on that. Whew! I mean, this thing could be at 780 by now, and I would be like, what? Okay. This time around, I'm gonna set a hard stop on it. Yeah, things like this happen to me all the time. But if you have a big edge, things like these, you can make a lot of stupid things and still be wildly profitable. There has to be a margin of error in your trading systems. If you don't have a margin of error, your edge is shit. That's just what it is. Fat fingers, mistakes, stupid mistakes, breaking rules. There has to be some room for these things. What if your edge is inside trading? Well, insider trading is not really it's not a skill-based thing. It's just an information-based thing. And if you're insider trading, you still manage to fuck it up, well, you suck. If you have like really big insider information and trade on it and you fuck it up, well, that skill, yeah, it depends on what type of insider trading. If you're an insider at a company and trade on that, or if you're an outsider but still get insider information because of relationships, absolutely. That is a skill, absolutely. Relationships are an edge. In anything you do, relationships are an edge. Except maybe for trading. It depends on what type of trading you're doing, obviously. Like, I don't have any relationships with, like, anyone. I mean, like, you can really do it completely alone. You don't have to involve anyone in it. You're not dependent on anyone. It's you versus the market. The only thing you'll probably need to have some kind of a relationship with is your broker. But that's usually easy. Once your accounts grow, you don't really have to worry about it. That's the only relationship. And also, the tax agency in the country you live in. If you have a bad relationship with them, you're fucked. That's the relationship you need to... That relationship needs to stay good. Or you'll be fucked. Doesn't it get lonely? Sometimes, but also it helps me focus. I think loneliness may be an edge. I see too many people. I mean, it depends on your personality too. If you like to, mess around, if you want to drive to an office or something, I really don't have a desire to do it. I think it's nice to work from home. But yeah, sometimes I wish I had colleagues. But I don't know. But on the other hand, I would probably be more distracted. How many of my friends? At least 4. I have been coaching 5 of my IRL friends I have been coaching over the years. 2 of them I coached like 4, 5, 6 years ago. but they both stopped trading. One of them has since started restarted trading, and right now I would say I'm coaching 2 still. And one of them is a profitable trader, and I think one of them will become a profitable trader soon, since he's putting in a lot of effort. I think he gets it, like he gets it. Some people just don't get it, no matter how much you explain. I mean, I see it all the time. But you know, when you see someone just get it, you don't have to, you know, explain simple concepts 20 times. They get it after the first or second or third time, and they put in a lot of effort, then you know there's someone with potential. You were coaching Reno, now he's coaching me. That's great. Oh, absolutely. Trading is super hard. You can have the best coach, but you know, if you don't have the right mentality, the work ethic, and just, you know, you need a specific type of mindset. It's just some people are not made for trading. That it just is. It's just the way it is. Some people just shouldn't trade. And usually you can see it very, you know, you find out pretty quickly. Your mom said you could do anything you put your mind to. Yeah, my mom says that too. She lied. Do you manually put orders into Sterling? Yes. I've never used a hotkey in my life. Emotional people, well, it depends. Like, everyone is emotional, like, but it's all about not acting on your emotions. That's the thing. Some people just, you know, they act on their emotions all the time. They just can't help it. And then there are a lot of emotional people, but they can keep it under control, right? They don't act on their impulses, like what they feel at the moment. Do I prefer Sterling over DAS? I haven't used DAS in many years. It was a great platform when I used it. I remember I had it when I used SureTrader many years ago, when I was still under the PDT. And I also used it at IB for a while, but then I stopped using it at IB. I don't know, I don't remember why. But guys, there's really no difference. All you need is all you really need is level 2, just to see how what the order book looks like how thick or thin the stock is. Maybe you don't even need that. Maybe level 1 is enough. You need a buy button, a sell button, short button. That's really it. You don't need anything else. And good, obviously it has to have, the broker needs to have good executions. But other than that, like all the functionality, hotkeys and shit keys and cold keys and blue keys and red keys, all of that stuff is irrelevant in the big, in the big picture. These are like small things that maybe can help you a little bit, but like I think all platforms I've ever used, there's too many things. There's too many settings. There's too many things to do. There's too many distractions. And the more distractions you have, the less profitable you will be. Well, level 2, it's not like you have to look at it constantly. I only look at level 2 when I want to get in a stock or get out of the stock. Just look at where the bids and asks are, and how thick it is, how thick the stock is. That's the only thing. But you don't really need Yeah, hotkeys. I guess if you're a day trader and trade a lot, especially if you're like a scalper, like some people are. Don't be a scalper. It's for losers. You need hotkeys. But if you want to make the big money from the markets, you don't need hotkeys. It could help you. I mean, it's not a disadvantage, but you really don't need it. Like. I got back a little bit TQQ starter. Just don't think things look good right now. A lot of things are showing weakness. A lot of the leaders have started breaking down. There's a few that are holding up well. Snapchat and Roku are two that are holding up really well. Square. You have also stuff like Plug and the fuel cell names. Tesla, the biggest leader of them all. It's below the 50-day now. It's a mixed picture. It's not really a time to be aggressive on the long side, or the long side for that. Short side for that matter. I mean, we've had like 11 months of really easy markets, especially like almost non-stop, and especially like early November last year, things have been just straight up. And right now we're in a period where it's harder to make money again. I think we're getting back to a period where actual skill matters. Why is short side no good when... Who said that? Short side is very good when markets are bearish. If you do it right. But also bearish markets are usually more volatile, so it's harder to trade. It's always harder to trade on a short side. It's super hard. The best shorts are in bull markets, not in bear markets. Best longs and shorts are in bull markets. But bear markets can also give you, or like let's say highly correlated markets can also give you good longs and shorts, but it's usually shorter term trades since you get these reversals. Do I watch level 2 when I'm short? No. Why would I do that? I just said I only watch it when I enter and when I'm about to enter and exit stuff. Are there mean reversion long setups in a bear market? Oh yeah. Absolutely. It looks like this GME is still really like, people get emotional over it. People have strong opinions about it. It's like when I shorted GME in the 400s, people were like, "You would be crazy to short it here," or "Why don't you wait for this or that?" And now when I'm trying to, go on the long side, I see, I say, I get the same comments like, "Why don't you wait for this price or that price or blah 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 blah." Guys, stick to setups, and then you won't need any stupid opinions. And then you can be crazy as much as you want, and you will be rich crazy person. Yeah, bear market rallies are some of the best rallies. Yeah, there's a reason. Well, I think the number is much higher. I think it's closer to 99% than 90%. How has becoming rich changed my life? Apart from me being able to afford anything, not really much. Not really. I have a nice car. I have a nice boat. Other than that, and I don't really check the prices at the grocery store anymore. Other than that, not much. It's not like I'm living a luxury lifestyle with private jets and, houses in exotic countries. I just want to trade and play Hearts of Iron 4. Some people have such a hard time understanding my lifestyle. But that's the point of being rich. You can do whatever the fuck you want. That's the point. That's literally the point. It's called fuck you money for a reason. Or fuck off money. I don't even know what it means. I don't know anything. What I do know though is Tesla is nearing the lows of the day again. Yeah. Why would I wait for to get something I want if I can get it right now? It's not like waiting for something, that gets a couple of million cheaper in a few weeks. Like, it's a game, Why would I wait a couple of weeks to save 10 or 20 bucks? That's not really the point. You would be many exotic cars, big car fan? Sure, absolutely. Do whatever you want. That's the point. Thanks, Little by One. Appreciate it. Hey, Little by One, can I quote you on Twitter? Hey, little guy. Little by One. Can I quote you on Twitter? Thanks, man. Are you happy with your trading setup PC screens? Yeah, I am. When I was day trading, I was trading wildly differently than I do today. Can't really say exactly. The only reason I'm here is I obviously obeyed my stop rules. That's all I can say. The rest I don't really remember. When I day traded with a smaller account, I've been trying so many different methods, setups. So yeah. If I reach a point where I considered quitting trading, oh yeah, in the first 2-3 years, almost every day. How many months do you recommend staying in a chat room before absorbing? Well, number one, what type of a chat room is it? 99% of them are shit or noise. Even the good ones are mostly noise. Once you have a setup and you know everything about that setup, every single variation, well, you will never know every single variation, but once you have mastered the setup and then been consistently profitable through up markets, sideways markets, and down markets, well, then you can do whatever you want. You're not dependent on anyone. You don't need a chat room. You don't need CNBC. You don't need anyone's opinions. You can stand on your two legs. How to prevent noise in the Discord? Block people who post nonsense. Block, block, block. I'm never in the Discord. I don't know how it is in the Discord, but you know, if people come with a bunch of bullshit, just block them. Or maybe warn them once and then. Does having a cat help with trading? Not really. Oh, the queues are falling. Nice, nice. You know, that's what always happens after big runs. Like if you look at the Nasdaq. So every time you come out of a correction or a long sideways period, you have a lot of stocks going up at the same time, and every time the market resets a little bit, goes sideways or pulls back a tiny bit, fewer and fewer stocks are participating, fewer stocks are participating, and more stocks get extended and there are no setups. So that's what we've seen over the past few weeks, and I've been constantly talking about it, every day I'm talking about it. There's no setup. There's just not many good setups out there. That makes me worried. And there's a lot of extended names. There's a lot of froth. And that's what always happened. That's what happened back in this last summer too. Market kept going higher, and every time it had a leg higher, fewer stocks participated. And here by early September, late August, there were no long setups, and a lot of the leading stocks were very extended, and we got a sharp pullback. And it doesn't look too bad on the Nasdaq, but a lot of the leading stocks were down 30-50% in a matter of a few weeks. Same thing happened early last year. There was a big run from October to about mid-February, late February. And then we had this big mini bear market, or whatever you want to call it, crash or whatever turns you on, whatever word turns you on. But it was the same thing. There were no setups. Okay, there were no setups. The leading stocks had been going up for 4 or 5 months straight, and got really extended. And then the rug pull. The same thing over and over again. Really nothing new under the sun. And once you learn these things, once you can identify these things, you can make a lot of money. Or at least not give back money you've made. Or lose money you haven't made. Same thing in 2019. Was a lot of breath down here early mid-January. There was tons and tons of stocks going up at the same time and breaking out, lots of setups, and every time, every leg higher, there were fewer stocks participating, and many stocks had got really extended, and there were no setups or very few setups. It's the same thing over and over and over again. Are we gonna get another mini bear market? Who knows? No idea. Don't predict, react. Market could go down another 1%, it could go to another 30% over the next few months. I have no idea. But what I do know is there are no long setups. A lot of the existing leaders are stalling or breaking down after getting very extended. Exactly. Going through tens of thousands of charts, yeah, exactly. Once you do the market study, once you actually look through thousands of stocks, you will realize it's the same things happening over and over again. What goes up a lot comes down a lot. And if you can identify this, realize it, and accept it, you can afford anything you want. Your children don't have to work ever. If you don't want them to, and your grandchildren won't have to work ever. Now obviously that's a very sad life if you wish that for your children, but it's an option. And just like that, I'm like, let's see here. I'm about 80% short and maybe 15% long, 20% long. Haven't had this type of ratio in a long time. Yeah, I saw the Diablo 2. I never really played much Diablo 2, so but I know a lot of people are fanatical about that game, so I guess they're really happy. But I've never really been super fan of the game. I did play it, but I never really enjoyed it that much. Diablo is like crack to you? Yeah. It's very addicting, I've heard. What was harder, learning to trade or getting good at Hearts of Iron 4? Who said I'm good at Hearts of Iron 4? No, learning how to trade was the hardest thing I've ever done. And the thing about trading is it always, like, the rules change, like the game changes. What worked a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago may not work now. And what didn't work a few weeks or a few months back may work in a few weeks or a few months. It's not like these more static games like poker or chess. It's the same thing over and over. But like the rules change. That's what makes it so trading so hard. You have to be very, very open to change and very adaptable. How do you adapt to a market that moves horizontally? Well, it depends on what the stocks are doing. But if there are not many good setups, or the setups that do trigger don't have a lot of follow through, well, it's very simple. Take a step back and wait for the market to start trending. Well, just, you know, look at now versus a couple of weeks ago. Things are not going straight up. You can clearly see the speculation has slowed down. Buying dips on certain high flyers is not working anymore. Very simple. Look at something like GME. Buying every dip for the past 6 months has worked out really well. And now if you bought the dips past month, you would have gotten killed on it. And the same goes for a lot of these high flyers. You know, stuff like Plug and Tesla, and well, these haven't yet gone down a lot, but you know, a few weeks from now they could all be down another 20-30% potentially. Not saying it's gonna happen, but it's very possible. Oh, absolutely. The setups are timeless. Absolutely. You got to identify where the setups are working and when they're not working. That's the hardest part. Learning the setups is super easy. Learning the breakout setup, I mean, you know, it's easy. It's not that difficult. Just have to put in some effort, and you can very easily identify a 5-star setup from a 3-star setup. It's impossible in the beginning. You know, and a beginner doesn't see a difference between a 5-star breakout and a 3-star breakout. But you put in a little bit of effort, you will see a difference. But identifying periods and actually not trading during unfavorable periods, that's the hardest thing. That's something I still struggle with. I always like, it's my biggest weakness, over trading. It's very natural to start looking for trades when there's not really a lot of good setups. Especially coming off a very good period when there's been non-stop good setups non-stop. It's a little bit hard for me to adapt sometimes. I keep pushing even when I don't, you know, when I shouldn't. And you know, my returns would be much bigger if I didn't do that, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, absolutely. The general environment and the general market mood is much more important. In a good market, you will make more money trading 3-star setups than trading 5-star setups in a bad market. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes the best trade is not making a trade. LGF, yeah, it's a good setup. It is a good setup. Very good setup. Alright guys, I'm gonna break the stream now. I'll cut the stream. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. And thanks to Lodbrok again for sending me apples, cat food, candy, ice cream, Nocco, and I think there was something else, but thanks Lodbrok. Thanks guys, see you tomorrow. Good luck.